In the quiet rural town of Exeter, Rhode Island, the winter of 1892 brought with it not just bitter cold, but fear. Fear of something far older than science, something far darker. The Brown family lived on a lonely farm, surrounded by dense forests and silent fields, but one by one they began to die. It started with Mary Eliza Brown, the matriarch of the family. She fell sick with what people then called consumption, known today as tuberculosis. She wasted away, coughing blood, growing pale, and eventually dying. Then her daughter Mary Olive suffered the same fate. And then tragedy struck again. The youngest daughter, Mercy Lena Brown, a 19-year-old girl full of life, fell ill during that brutal winter. And shortly after, Edwin Brown, Mercy's brother, who had left town earlier to escape the illness, returned home sick and fading fast. The townspeople whispered, "It's no ordinary sickness," they said. Something else was at work. You see, in 19th century New England, death wasn't always seen as the end. Old folklore spoke of the dead preying on the living, draining their life force from beyond the grave. And in Exeter, the people began to suspect the impossible. Could someone from the Brown family still be feeding on Edwin? With fear clouding their minds, the villagers convinced Mercy's grieving father, George Brown, to let them exhume the graves. It was a cold morning in March 1892 when they dug through the frozen earth. First, they opened the graves of Mary Eliza and Mary Olive. Their bodies were in the expected state of decay, but when they opened Mercy's crypt, they froze in shock. Even though she had died months before, Mercy's body was almost perfectly preserved. Her skin looked fresh. There was blood in her heart and veins. To the terrified villagers, this was proof enough. Mercy Brown was a vampire. And so they performed a chilling ritual. They cut out her heart and liver, burned them on a nearby rock, and mixed the ashes into a tonic. Desperate to save Edwin, they forced him to drink the potion, believing it would break the vampire's curse. But the horror wasn't over. Edwin died just 2 months later. Is it truth or something else? Historians today explain the preservation of Mercy's body as natural. She was buried in a stone crypt during the cold New England winter, which likely slowed her decomposition. And tuberculosis, an airborne disease, had spread silently through the family long before Mercy's death. But to the villagers, science meant little when fear had taken root. Even today, visitors leave coins, flowers, and sometimes strange symbols at Mercy Brown's grave. Some say her restless spirit